Hey everyone, welcome back. Captain here, and today I am back in my Redstone testing world, and we are back for another episode of Redstone Basics. So let's get started with pistons and monostable circuits. So first off, we have pistons. So here on the left, you have a regular piston, and here on the right, we have a sticky piston. And pistons, they extend and retract, as you can see, and they can push blocks, and it takes them 1.5 ticks to extend. So that's 0.15 seconds, and the same to retract. And the difference between sticky pistons and regular pistons is that regular pistons do not pull blocks, but as you should know, sand blocks follow physics and stuff, and they fall, which is why I'm using it on a regular piston. But if we were to replace this with, say, an iron block like we have here, it will not retract it, and that can be useful and annoying at the same time. Depending on what you're using it for. Now, to get around that problem of not being able to pull blocks is we use sticky pistons. So sticky pistons, basically, they're just regular piston crafted with a slime ball over them. And these are basically the same, except they pull the block, as you can see. And you can recognize them by the distinct green splotch on the front. So again, same rules apply. 1.5 ticks to extend and retract. And yeah, so this is mostly used for when you want to. So regular piston is used for when you want to push a block and leave it up. So maybe if you were to have like another. Whoa, that was some weird noise lag thing. So if you want to do something like that, that's why that's useful. But if you just want to push and pull a block, this is useful. So that's it for pistons, and now we'll move on to monostable circuits. Now, tip number 4 is monostable circuits. These can come in very useful in your redstone circuits. So the first one is a 1-tick monostable circuit, which is basically how it works. How this gives us such a short pulse that this sticky piston, it'll spit out the block and then it'll retract it back down, as you can see here. It's very useful for things like T flip-flops, which basically you can kind of use as a lever, except with multiple button inputs. So you could have inputs coming from here and here rather than just one lever input, and having them be weird with because if you have, say, some redstone here, and then you have your output over in this direction, if you turn this on, if you flick this, nothing will change. So they both have to be off in order for the thing to be on, and only one of them has to be. Wait, no, they both have to be off in order for the thing to be off. There we go. But this you can have, rather than just having buttons where they're short pulses like this, it basically works the same principle, except that will run into this, and this system will run in. This block would be something like a redstone block, which I'll talk about in a later video. And that will run into your main system. So basically, you can use it to toggle things, or you can also use it to just give really short pulses. So you can customize it. Basically, the way this works is that this redstone powers this block and this block at the same time. So it powers this repeater and this piston. So this repeater gets powered for 1 tick, and this piston also extends, which is why it gets unpowered. And then a 1-tick pulse, or anything shorter than a 1-tick block, is like a 0-tick pulse, but 0-tick pulses are more advanced stuff, and I'm not entirely too sure how that works. I mean, I have tried some stuff like my supercharged 4x4 volt door, but that was kind of just an experiment. Anyway, anything a 1-tick pulse or shorter will spit out the block and pull it back in again, as you can see here. And a nice thing about this is you can customize the length. So now we'll make it 2 ticks by turning that to 2 ticks, and now I can make it 3 ticks and 4 ticks, and then back to 1 tick. Now the annoying thing about this is that you can't have a redstone input output. I mean, so you can have a repeater input, but you can't have a redstone input. As you can see, it won't power the piston for whatever reason. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, as you can see, the redstone does turn on, but until you connect it to a repeater output, like so, it will not give you a 1 tick pulse, which is kind of weird. I'm not entirely sure why that's the case, and oh, I just broke that. Great. I'm not entirely sure why that's the case, but it is, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. Anyway, moving on to the next one. This is a hopper dropper monostable circuit. This is a much smaller one, but it does not give us a pulse as long. This gives a 3.5 tick pulse, which can be pretty useful in some cases. If it's just, for say, in a piston door, if you just need to retract one more block, you can just add one of these in to make it, and rather than adding this thing in, which takes up technically an area of 9 blocks, because this piston extends. As you can see, this one extends so up to here, so it's 3 by 3 by 1, so it's 9 blocks. But this one is only technically a volume of 6 blocks, or you could even make it 4 by having like this. So you can have a 4-block monostable circuit. So the way this works is that when powered, this dropper will shoot into this. The item in this dropper will shoot into this hopper, and after I'm not sure if it's 3.5 ticks or 4 ticks. I read on the wiki that it's 4 ticks, but it gives a 3.5 tick output, something like that. But anyway, it'll go back in. And comparators, which we'll learn about in another episode, in 2 episodes, they take an output from things with these, what do you call them? These little interface things, these inventory interface things. And basically, if it's a single item, like a stackable item, as you can see, I can turn this into a stack of 64. It'll give an output of 1 signal strength, as you can see if I just build this out a bit. These pistons here will not get powered. Oops. Because the signal only travels that far. But if you put in a non-stackable item, such as pretty much any tool, if you middle click on it in the creative inventory and it does not give a number, then it's a non-stackable item. So pretty much all of these, so I'll use a wooden shovel because that's the cheapest one, and so yeah, that's why. And so they give an output of 3, which is very useful in certain cases if you want to extend your pulse, because say one signal strength cannot reach where you want to take something. But yeah, that's basically it for this monostable circuit, I do believe. And so this is it for tips 3 and 4 for Redstone beginners. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.